What's going on, traders? Welcome back. Last week, we warned that the S&P 500 was vulnerable to a much larger correction, potentially a 500-point drop in SPX. That was not a random bearish guess. It was based on structure, exhaustion, gamma positioning, and the fact that the market had gone nearly straight up for almost 10 weeks without a real reset. This chart here shows the recent gaps that are as of yet unfilled, and you can bet the bears will be gunning for this open gap magnets. Now fast forward to this week, and the move is already underway. The June 2nd breach of trendline support was the first crack to appear, and then Thursday also followed through on the short-term trendline with massive follow-through on Friday. On Thursday, we started loading up on SPY puts with our members of our options trading group, and the higher it went, we just kept loading, as the evidence of a sharper correction started building. SPY broke down hard, sliced through multiple intraday pivots, lost key short-term support, and started trading below the major gamma flip level. That is important because when price is below the gamma flip, the tape can become more unstable. Dealer hedging can amplify movement instead of dampening it. In simple terms, when the market is above positive gamma, dips often get absorbed. But once price falls into negative gamma, sell-offs can accelerate quickly. That is exactly what we saw. SPY did not just pull back. It rejected the upper levels, failed to reclaim the prior high zone, lost the 750 area, and pushed toward the daily 20 and 21 moving average zone. That was one of the major downside magnets we were watching. The key level now is the 740 area. According to the Gamma dashboard, the put wall is sitting near 740, while the call wall is near 750, and the gamma flip is much higher near 753. That tells us the market is still trading in a defensive regime. As long as SPY remains below that gamma flip, rallies can still be sold, and volatility can remain elevated.
Now, does that mean we go straight down every day? No, absolutely not. We have a live options trading room, and if you're too busy for that, you can get our trades in real time delivered to your inbox within seconds after we place a trade for the cost of a daily Starbucks. After a move this aggressive, snapback rallies are normal. Market makers love to flush obvious support, trap late bears, then rip price back into resistance. So I would not chase puts after a huge red candle. The better trade is usually to wait for a bounce into resistance and see if sellers defend it. For SPY, the levels I'm watching are simple. If SPY reclaims 740 and holds, we can see a bounce towards 744, 746, and possibly 750. But if that bounce fails under 750, the bears are still in control. If 740 breaks cleanly and turns into resistance, then the next leg lower can open up quickly. That brings us to Palantir. PLTR is one of the cleaner bearish setups on the board right now. The stock recently rejected the descending resistance line, failed near the 200-day area, and is now breaking back down toward the major 130 support shelf. And also on Thursday, we started reloading in a big way Palantir puts. Check it, this time-stamped alert. That 130 level matters because it has been defended multiple times. It is the line bulls need to protect. But the problem for PLTR is that the chart is starting to look like a massive descending triangle. Lower highs into flat support is not a bullish structure. It tells us buyers are defending the same floor, but sellers are stepping in lower and lower each time. Our active target on PLTR is 130, which is about $5 more away. Don't expect a straight line drop. Expect bumpy and volatile price action. Let's not forget how amazing this company is, and they basically have no competition in this space. But the charts are the charts, and our job is to react, not predict. If PLTR trades into 130, that is the first major profit zone for puts. I would expect some type of reaction there because obvious support usually attracts dip buyers and short covering. But if PLTR loses 130 with conviction, then the larger descending triangle starts to activate, and the downside could become much more serious. For now, We do not need to get ahead of ourselves. The clean trade is the move into 130. If 130 breaks, then we reassess for the bigger measured move scenario. The bigger point is this. This is not the time to be emotionally bullish or emotionally bearish. This is the time to respect levels. SPY gave us the warning. Gamma flipped defensive. IV percentile is elevated. The 10-week rally was stretched. PLTR rejected major resistance. The charts are now confirming the risk we warned about last week. So the plan is simple. On SPY, watch 740 as the next major battlefield. Below 740, downside pressure can continue. Above 744 to 750, we look for whether the bounce gets sold. On PLTR, 130 remains the target. If bulls defend it, we take profits and reassess. If 130 fails, then the larger breakdown risk becomes real. As always, this is not financial advice. Manage your risk, size appropriately, and never chase after the move has already happened. If you want our real-time alerts, market dashboards, and exact trade levels, the link is below. Trade smart, stay disciplined, and I'll see you in the next update.